like there's no tomorrow.
Welcome to the BingKing podcast.
All right. Okay. 大家好，今天来的是 Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, how are you doing?
Hello.
So we met at your new restaurant.
Yes.
What's it called?
Rozebiff.
Yeah, but it's not spelled roast beef.
But it's pronounced roast beef.
Right.
If you look at it. Now, if you want to really get technical on how you pronounce it, then it's Rozebiff.
Right. How'd you guys come up with the name?
The first name we wanted was Hangover.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't get it registered or patent. So then we thought about it. Then there's a cut that we use on the Italian beef. It's called roast beef, but it's spelled Roastbiff.
Roast biff. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then it's also very hard to get patent on a word that's very popular.
Correct.
So then we changed the lettering around and we came up with roast beef.
You're gonna worry that it's I'm worried that it's going to be hard to search on like BingKing because I tried. I forgot how it was spelled. And then I went to look it up on BingKing, and I was like, I have no idea how to search this. And I searched roast beef, and I couldn't find you.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is gonna be an issue. Like when people want to search for your restaurant, unless they know how it's spelled, I think it's gonna be a little bit hard.
So talking about BingKing.
Yeah.
That's a very I think it's a good topic.
Yeah.
So I think mostly we're kind of really going for the return guests.
Yeah.
The ones that has come eaten and they're appreciating what we're doing, that they will return and not to pay too much attention to the BingKing.
Yeah.
Because there's always the people out there that you cannot please.
Correct. Oh, 100%. I agree with that.
This is something I really learned opening up this shop.
Yeah.
Is there are a lot of people that will hate on you and they tell you you're not doing it right, but it's I did all the recipe to my own taste.
All right.
And I think coming from my background, I think is with my taste and my ability to come out with these products, I think
You just gotta trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand that because you can't please them all, right?
Yeah, you can't please them all.
And it's impossible because everyone's gonna like their roast beef a little bit different. Like I like my Cubano sandwich a little bit different. Like I get it.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you're gonna please every single person to 100%. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
But you're in Shanghai, and coming from an old Shanghai guy.
Yeah.
Everybody says I want to have the return customer. And I 100% agree you have to have the return customer.
Yeah.
But the problem with Shanghai, especially in food and beverage, is that people don't stay long in Shanghai. Yeah. The turnover in Shanghai is too quick, so that you don't get a lot of lifetime value on each customer.
Yeah, there's also a big turnover on the restaurants that open up every year. They close.
But people only come to Shanghai a year, 2 years, and they leave.
Yeah.
And so you say, I want this guy to keep coming back. Yeah, they'll come back a couple times. But they leave too quick for you to recoup your marketing budget.
What I'm hoping is that I can, build a relationship with these people so that, of course, they leave. They're going to have someone they know in the company.
You want to do word of mouth. And keep coming.
And I'm really trying to... really educate, or not even say educate, but to let the people know that my food is done 100% all in house.
Yeah.
It's not like the ready to eat food that's very popular now. So we want to, and also on the pricing, we want to give everybody the right affordable and fair price. So,
yeah, I get that. Yeah. I mean, so tell everyone a little bit about your background. You come from fine dining. Yeah. You don't do this kind of like street food. This is not your like bread and butter.
So in Chicago, I started at a restaurant called Takashi. Is Japanese French. It was owned by a Japanese guy, an awesome guy, and he also came from Michelin background. So then in this Takashi restaurant, he got a 1 Michelin star.
Nice.
And so we help it open, and then also he had a sister restaurant, was a ramen shop.
Yeah.
Obviously Japanese guy needs to do ramen, so we also help open up the ramen shop.
Okay.
And then after this first job, then I moved on to an Italian restaurant called Spiaggia, and this was also a 1 Michelin star,
Also in Chicago.
also in Chicago.
Yeah.
So then after that, I moved to a Mexican, which kind of totally, all three doesn't have something in play.
Yeah, but all three are my like favorite types of
Yeah,
food.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're all my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
And so then the Mexican restaurant, this chef has a 1 Michelin star also in Chicago, and he did a new type of restaurant, which, in the restaurant they didn't have any gas at all.
Okay.
It was all wood. So even in mise en
like
place,
Yeah.
we did a wood fire. We
Wow.
started at 12, and we let it burn, and then get hot, and then we
Yeah.
start the mise en place. So
tough.
we it was tough in the summer. Our back was against like
Against the oven and
it
shit.
was a 500 Fahrenheit
Yeah.
degree oven.
Right.
But everything else, I'm very thankful for all these chefs because they all really taught me
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah. And then you come to Shanghai, and you were also in at least fine dining in the beginning.
I was in Shanghai. My first job was I actually only had one job.
Okay.
And it was at Da Vittorio.
Right.
So the 2 Michelin star Italian restaurant, and I worked there.
It's over in BFC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the story here is like, in the U.S. I was already a sous chef.
Right.
I came to China. Nobody knew me. I didn't have any recommendations. So at the time, who now is actually like my closest best friend, and I call it best friend or brother or whatever, is this guy named Tom.
Yeah.
And he actually, at the time, he gave me, he's like, we don't have any high level openings.
Yeah.
But we have lower levels like a demi chef or whatever. I said, it's okay.
I'll do it.
Because once you see, you'll know that I can do the job. So after getting there, I was a demi chef for like 1-2 weeks. Then I went to CDP, and then after about 6 months, became junior sous chef, and then after I think another 6-7 months, became a senior sous chef.
Right.
So
Moving on up.
I moved on up from the bottom, but it was also all my restaurants. I think it was a great experience.
Right.
It helped me grow a lot.
So again, why are you moving from fine dining all the way down to basically casual, kind of fast food? This is a big shift.
This all started was when I was drinking with one of my buddies.
I love this story already. Go on.
So we were drinking with one of my buddies, and we start to talk about like, in Shanghai, there's not really a good sandwich spot. Now, when I say not good, it doesn't mean like, nobody's doing it right. But I really, from coming back from the U.S., I want to really, let the people try the things that I was eating there.
Yeah.
That was real authentic. Now, authentic, this word also comes at a big play. Is like, nothing is really authentic these days. There's French restaurant, Italian restaurant, all have Japanese or Chinese or whatever ingredients all mixed in. So then afterwards, I was really trying to give I want to give the people this food.
Yeah.
So I came out and I said, we want to open up this shop.
This sandwich shop.
This sandwich
Just
shop.
on the corner, like this little sandwich. You've only got like 4 things on the menu, like 4 or 5 sandwiches on the menu.
Yeah.
It's not like a big.
Yeah, I want to keep it simple, but we do the food right. Now, is also, here's the thing, is like, if I was just doing Italian beef on itself, or if I was just doing Philly cheese on itself, I can really focus on this one menu item.
Yeah.
But that's how it was in Philly or in Chicago.
Yeah.
You go to the beef shop is only Italian beef. And
Yeah.
now they have hot dogs and burgers, but that's
Yeah, I got you.
so this is where it comes into play where I have to think about the bread that I use. We did all the recipes and everything. We finally came up with one bread that can serve the 3 different types of sandwiches that we're doing. So it's been a long road because we've been really trying to put these things together to be able to put a larger menu
Yeah,
on the shop to let everyone experience.
I got you. I mean, it's just interesting. Like, I see this trend pretty often. I see a lot of my friends that start in like Michelin star restaurant, and then they're like, yeah, I don't really want to do this anymore. Like, I want to do just something chill. I want to do like a taco truck or whatever. And they go all the way from fine dining to like street level food. And I was like, that's a big jump. It's a different environment. It's a different kitchen. Everything's different.
So what's this? It's like, I was tired of, not to say like, there are recipes that I do, but you don't get the recognition because you're all, in these
I love it. I get it.
in these higher brand restaurants, they want the foreigner
Yeah.
as the face.
Yep.
So it's like, once I know I've reached to the level that I can in this restaurant, I
Yeah.
can only get to this level.
Right.
I cannot get any higher. So this is why I took the step out and I said, now I can go open up a shop I want,
Yeah.
doing the food I like. And then this will be actually introduced into our shop, maybe a bit after opening, but we will, on Sunday nights, we will close down.
Yeah.
And we will put in a very fine dining
Cool.
set menu
Yeah.
to really and it will be something that I think not a lot of people that will. Because I find a lot of the food now. I'm not trying to bash the Shanghai food industry.
I got you.
But there, I start to see the everybody has the same trend.
Mm-hmm.
I would really want to step out of this trend.
What do you think the trends are?
In
Shanghai?
The trend is like you do a puree, you do a foam,
Yeah.
you do a meat, and then you put it on the plate. And obviously there's a lot of thought to it,
Yeah.
but I think it's become too much of the trend.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
Now,
I mean, but I also saw. So you don't know, but one of my first jobs in Shanghai was also bar restaurant, and it was on the Bund.
Yeah.
So a lot of our food was like that. And I think it was before. It was way ahead of its time. It was very California cuisine, and you ask the Chinese consumer what's California cuisine, they don't know.
No.
Like that the concept just didn't really sell. But we had Anna Bautista at the time, great chef, and then just like we had a really good team, but it was just hard to sell because no one got it at the time. And then you saw all these restaurants all do, like you said, puree, the foam, blah, blah, and I fucking hated that stuff. That foam, to me, whenever I saw foam on food, I was like, I don't want to see it anymore. Like, I'm done with foam. I don't understand why this trend was there, but I hated it.
Yeah, I think is want to do something. It's like I want to do it like this is the part that I really like about the Japanese omakase is that it's very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see anything wrong in the kitchen because there
can't be.
They're like it seems so smooth, but there's a lot of practice that went into this. So this is where I want to get my team also, my shop.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a restaurant. It's not a restaurant.
It's a shop.
It's a shop.
Yeah.
In my shop, my whole team right now is all from DV
Gotcha.
Meat Station.
Yeah.
Everyone that I brought up, and so I already have these team in place. So I was like, why not we try to do something closer to this omakase, but then we do it in there are restaurants doing it right now, but I also want to step away from the very traditional way of plating and
Yeah.
all
I got you.
the component.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot of work, but we will try to put something out.
Right. So what kind of food do you like when you're at home? What do you make?
When I'm at home,
Yeah.
I make the most simple thing possible.
What do you make?
I can make a sandwich with a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. Also, fried rice.
Yeah.
But you know, as now that I have a family, I have to think about cooking more, and we do. And you know, a lot of times I try to switch it up for my wife. Is you know, there'll be Western food, there'll be Chinese food. But
If it was just you, what do you sit at home and you're like, I'm craving something? What do you crave?
I would eat anything. Because you know, I always work in the kitchen.
Yeah, I
I'm
get
always working in the kitchen, so I'm
Yeah.
always doing these, you know, really complex food. No, at home, what I can cut some lettuce, and then sear, you know, a chicken or something,
Yeah.
and then just olive oil, oregano, and vinegar.
Yeah,
I
and
can
go.
eat this, and I
Yeah.
can eat it very happy with the fried egg on top.
Yeah.
I can eat it very happy. I'm very satisfied.
The wife's not like that. No way. There's no way she eats like that.
No. She's
Fancy.
Yeah, not fancy, but she, you know, I like it because she forces me to think outside of the box sometimes.
Dude, I'm with you on that one. Like, I have some friends that I would never do certain things. And they're just like, no, come try this with me. Fucking, like, I don't know. We went camping a while back, and I was just like...
In China.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to fucking go camping. I don't want to go hiking. But we went, and it was an awesome time. Like, I would have never gone by myself. I would be very happy just every night, just go to the jiu-jitsu gym and just hang out doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I'd be perfectly okay. Now, we're going out, we're going to go to the mountain, we're going camping, hiking. I was, all right, well, let's go. And just take me out of my comfort zone. And it's good to have friends like that. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy having friends that critique you and pull you out of there.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'll make food and they'll just be like, dude, this sucks. Like, and I get you. Like, I'm so used to eating my own food that sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I get it. Maybe it does suck. Like, maybe I need another,
Well,
like...
you know, I enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
like, but you know, if you had to say what's my favorite type of food,
Yeah.
I'd say Mexican.
Yo, me too.
Mexican food
Yeah.
is, you know, I mean, of course, now every week if I don't have rice, I'm craving rice.
Okay.
But it's funny. It's like when I was in the U.S., you know, I was eating a lot of bread and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
pasta, and then I would crave for rice. Mm-hmm. Then now that I moved back here, I'm having more rice, and then
crave
I
bread.
started craving bread.
Yeah.
And it was you know, totally opposite switch. But Mexican food is really
your thing.
is my. I can eat Mexican food all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always have some sort of salsa in my fridge.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it's so easy. Just like a basic pico de gallo is like, just, it goes good on everything. Like, I don't care.
Oh, pico de gallo.
It's like-
I used to when I was in
Jars
the
of it. Yeah.
like a jar like this. I could sit there,
And just eat the whole thing.
eat the whole thing.
Not even chips.
Not
I don't
even yeah. You know, also like guacamole. But you know, it's like a lot of people. I think they're here in Shanghai. I think a lot of the people they have a misconception of Mexican food.
Okay, what do you mean?
I think you know, all these taco shops or whatever,
Yeah.
they're not doing the real.
Well, what would you
It's
like
like
to see?
Chinese Mexican food.
So,
But you know,
I
they
get
have to they have to, you know, due to the most population. But
Yeah.
for me, it's like, I think if you did I think anywhere in the world, if you did the downright food that's they're really eating, I think everybody can really accept it. You know, even with, for me, I think even now now that I've been in China for
Yeah.
a while, because I left when I was very young. For me, I think a lot of these real Chinese food
Yeah.
is actually can be really accepted in
In the States.
the States.
I agree. I agree.
a
with that.
lot.
But I
of
think
it.
it's just because the States has a lot more Chinese people. And I think white people don't know if it's good Chinese food or not. They just look in the restaurant and they're like, oh, I see Chinese people here. It's probably okay.
No, but if you give them, like 小炒肉,
Yeah.
if you give them this and they eat it,
They're like, oh, it's not bad. because it's got all the right flavors in it.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh fuck, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Because when I was in the U.S., all the times I had all the friends over, drunk and stuff. Maybe they were eating it because they were drunk.
Yeah.
But they were, I would make fried rice for them, but I made it like very classic to how my parents would make it in Windsor.
Yeah.
It's like with the small dried shrimp.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
With a lot of scallion, and then you hit it with some yellow wine at the end.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But they were eating it up like it was like like they were in like magic land, like they never had something so good.
Yeah.
It's like amazing. This is why I get into cooking, as I think.
Yo, man. But I'll be honest. I remember in college when we got wasted, and even cold pizza was good to me. Like, let's not even be like.
You know what?
Pizza.
No. Let's talk about cold pizza. I would rather eat cold pizza.
Me too. Oh my god!
Like the day after.
The day after pizza.
Yeah.
I got that all the time. I would get the whole pizza. I would always get 2.
Yeah.
And then I get the whole pizza, put it in the fridge, and then we eat the hot.
It's like
pizza
a 2 different experiences. Like you get the hot, it's like, oh, it's so good. But then the day after, you eat the cold, it's like it's so good. But it needs to have a lot of the sauce.
Correct.
So that's the problem in Shanghai, is that the pizza a day after is not as good because the sauce is missing.
Because they focus too much on the cheese here.
Yeah.
They go over the top on cheese and not enough on the sauce.
Yeah.
And it makes me so mad.
It's like, before, like when I was in the US, when it gets to the crust, then I leave like this much left.
Yeah.
And I would eat the crust with the sauce.
Yep.
And it was enough.
Yep.
But here it's like,
nope.
No. And then, they even, I order Domino's sometimes.
Yeah.
And, the Domino's breadsticks.
They come with the sauce.
No, it comes with honey mustard.
Really?
Yeah. The Domino's
I
comes
haven't
with...
ordered Domino's in a long time.
It's like... If you like, here's the example, the perfect example. If you would have give the
marinara,
the local people here, the marinara sauce with the breadsticks, I think their sales of breadstick would go
through the roof.
Through the roof. It was like, this is what.
But
I
it's
don't
honey
get.
mustard.
Yeah, but it's honey mustard.
I didn't know it's honey mustard.
Yeah, it was honey
It's
mustard.
a long time. Yeah. I'm sure. No, man. There's got to be a marinara sauce option on there.
No.
No?
No. I even call them. This is how much I love them, man. I even call them. I say, look, can you just give me a side of your pizza sauce?
Right. That's all I want.
They're like, oh, sorry, we cannot give the pizza sauce because maybe it's unsanitary. I said, well, if it's unsanitary, why do you put it on the pizza? It must. Oh, it's not heated up. I'm saying, okay. So I start to make marinara sauce at home to dip the food I order. But the marinara sauce is a
problem.
It's a problem, and I almost want to just start to sell the marinara sauce.
That's a trend. That's a trend in Shanghai now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the chefs pre-COVID, their restaurants closed or they're not doing well, and they started becoming B2C salesmen. Like, it's just like, I'll just sell the meat, I'll sell sauce, I'll do something. But it's now, a lot of it's just delivery. Or ready to eat is like a big thing now.
It's a big thing.
It's big. Like, a lot of people aren't going to restaurants anymore.
There was a few factories.
Yeah.
Like trying to get me to consult for them.
Yeah.
All in Nantong.
Okay.
And I said, no.
Why? I mean, I think it's a good idea.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money there.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. But for how they wanted their food, I said no.
Because it's not what you want to make.
Yeah, so there's a few factories that we're doing 100% of pure product like beef and pure tomato sauce, and we're doing the whole cook without any additives.
Yeah.
And we're
that's hard.
But it's actually
good food.
It's good food, and it's actually. But as long as you keep it frozen, it can keep for a while.
Right.
So this is where it comes into play. Is like for me, I think. Here's another. I mean, I'm getting all these random thoughts.
Go for it. This is why I like having a podcast.
So, for me, is that so this started in the U.S.
Yeah.
Now, this is something I really actually want to educate the people. It's like, butter, pork fat,
Yeah.
beef fat.
Yeah.
There's no better oil fat to eat than these things.
I know.
You know, and this started with back in the US was when, seed oil and everything came, soybean oil, it came out, and these factories, they want to make the people believe that
it's
butter
healthy.
and everything is unhealthy. Correct. So that they do the cheaper oil. So then they start to bash these things.
Yep.
And then make the people believe that these oil is better because obviously it's a lot cheaper and they can make a lot more money.
Yep.
So this is also now comes into play of China. Everybody was using pork fat.
Way back in the day, everyone was using it.
And also the 菜籽油.
Yep.
And these things were like the most healthy thing. And these people, they market it like trans fat, whatever. No, it's like your body can.
I got you.
So this is something that has been really bothering me is the seed oil and all that.
I'm with you. I also strongly believe that if Neanderthal ate that way, I should probably eat that way. Like if they did not eat seed oils, they didn't eat that much bread, to be honest. They eat mostly meat, fruit, some vegetables. I feel like that's probably a good way to eat. We think that we've evolved so much, but I don't think we have.
No.
Like most of our digestion.
Like in the human species, I'm just speaking out of my own knowledge. Like in the human Homo sapiens that we are, is like to compare to the whole time the Homo sapiens been around, we are like this.
Nothing. Yeah.
We're like this.
I know.
Like 100, 200 years. So.
And it's nothing. Like we have not evolved that much, that far away. So I'm always like, well, we should probably eat what they were eating because that's probably what we, evolved to be eating.
To eat, yeah. So also it's like, there was this, I think I read an article, like, actually cooking things.
Probably not great for you or good for you. I don't know.
It's like not the best.
Okay.
So this is why
eat more raw food.
Eat more raw food.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
but this is like it's not.
That's a little extreme.
It's not a big deal. It's like we're used to it.
Right.
But for me, it's like it's like if you go to France.
Yeah.
These people are putting slabs of butter on their food.
And they're not that unhealthy.
And they're not unhealthy at all.
Yep.
Actually, in the U.S., there's more unhealthy people.
Agree.
It's like, agree. I don't know if you had it when you were in the U.S. It's like, what is it called? It's not butter.
Margarine.
No, it's
Pam.
There's a spray.
It's called
It's
Pam.
not. No, it's like, it's not Pam. Pam is a cooking.
It's a cooking spray.
No, but this is like a spray that they would spray on like rice or butter,
really?
or
or
bread. It's called something like that's not butter or something like that. Okay. It's somewhere close.
Can't believe it's not butter.
Can't believe it's not butter. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've never had it. So I don't know. It can't be good for you.
No, that stuff on rice.
Yeah. Delicious.
The best thing I've ever. But I knew it was not good for me.
It can't be good for you.
Yeah. So but it's like it's human. It's us human. It's like it's not good for you, but you will.
Dude, I talk to my friends about this all the time. Like, if you really wanted to be successful, you just get people addicted to shit. So roll up on the caffeine, lots of caffeine, lots of sugar, whatever, all the addictive stuff, put it into a drink, go.
Yeah.
Like, but that can't be good for you. Yeah. And like, I don't know if that like hurts your moral conscience. It does for me a little bit. I'm just like, I don't think I could work for like Coke or Pepsi because it's just like, I'm just addicting people and making them fat and getting them like,
but I do say this to myself. But it's like every day I'm still grabbing a can of Diet Coke. It's like even I know Diet Coke is probably just like the one of the worst things for you.
Probably.
Including smoking and whatever. But every day I'm at
We're
the
not
shop.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm always I always got a Diet Coke on me.
Yeah, dude. I only drink one Coke a month. I limit myself to one Coke a month, but it's got to be like the full sugar like Coke.
That's
Coke.
extreme.
And then
One Coke a month.
One Coke a month.
I limit myself one a day.
Yeah,
One a day. But I never heard of one a month.
I'm one a month.
Oh, that's even
Dude,
more.
I don't
extreme.
even eat potato chips anymore. I fucking love potato chips. Dude,
You know what?
big bag of
I gotta
potato
get you
chips is
addicted to potato
No,
chips.
you can't do that. No, like
You know what? I'm gonna make some fresh made potato chips at the shop now, and we do like the kettle cook.
Oh my god, my favorite
jalapeno. Jalapeno kettle cook.
Yeah, you're
Jalapeno
you're
kettle
pushing all the
cook.
right buttons right now
Yeah.
because especially like the thick cup potato chip
Yeah.
is like my favorite
Yeah.
potato chip. Like I grew up with Lay's because we weren't rich when we were
No,
kids.
but
Lay's I can't
They
eat.
do the Lay's white dip.
I don't know.
What's
Ranch?
That? No, it's not ranch. It's like, but they do a white dip. It's in a jar.
I won't eat it.
Oh, it's
good?
amazing. It's just.
No, I won't eat it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But like I don't like Lay's like the thin chip. I like a nice thick cut.
Yeah.
Maybe like a crinkle cut.
like the
potato
kettle,
chip.
the kettle cook.
Yeah, the kettle cooked ones.
Yeah.
Like those are my favorite potato chips. You know, just like salt and pepper, nothing else. Like that's a delicious.
I
potato
even
chip.
tried to, on Taobao here, you can find them.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them, and Taobao still pushes them to me. I'm like, no, stop push. I won't eat it. So let's go back. What's the deal with what's the goal with this shop? Is it going to be like this neighborhood sandwich shop that you're looking to build out, or you looking to do like 3 or 4 of these?
No, we're aiming about maybe 6, 7 shops in Shanghai.
Okay. What's the timeline for this?
Oh, in the next 3 years.
Okay.
But we're also trying to, we want to bring it to everybody. So
Yeah.
as any cities is willing to accept this concept.
But you are looking to like franchise out. You're looking to like be maybe like the home slice pizza of like sandwiches.
Yeah, but we wanna. But before I push it to this limit, I want to be able to make sure that the staff I have in the shop is able to put out the food that if I was cooking myself in the shop. So it's not it's a long working process.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Want to get out all the.
I'll be honest with you. I think your timeline's a little bit too short, but I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at Home Slice, and Home Slice, I believe, is doing it right in all levels. Yeah. And Nat is not a close friend, but I've interviewed Nat a couple times on the podcast.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love that he does the chef pizza, right? He goes to like one of the chefs in town, and then they make a pizza. And he pushes that out every month.
I would love him to come find me and we do a Chicago style Italian beef.
Dude,
in Chicago, we have the thin crust.
Yeah.
And we do the Italian beef.
Okay.
On the thin crust.
Okay.
With some like giardiniera. Oh, it's probably like one of my favorite pizzas to eat.
Oh, do you have his WeChat? I'll link you guys up.
No.
I'll link you guys up. Dude, Nat's the man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I love that he gives back to the F&B community.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look, someone every month will, design a pizza and we'll push it out. And it's like a co-promotion kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that. I always want to I want the F&B community to like work together as opposed to just be like, no, I do my thing, you do your thing.
Now, when you talk about this, it's like, I've been holding this in.
Go for it.
I had to get it out. There was this one post on BingKing.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy knew that I could find out that he was a chef.
Okay.
And he's a chef.
Yeah.
Right down the street from me.
Okay. Woof.
And, bash my shit.
Uh-huh.
And you said the Philly cheese.
And you,
huh?
It was at, where was it?
No, it was here.
It was
at my
Rozebiff.
shop. Yeah. Recently. But you tried my Philly cheese.
I like the Philly cheese.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one. Yeah. I had shit against the Cubano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you like the Philly cheese.
Yeah.
He bashed this Philly cheese.
Get out of here.
California guy.
So he's never California guy. Just let him go, right?
So I said,
Go
when you bash it, it makes you look like you're jealous.
Like you don't know.
Yeah, you're jealous or something. So I was like, okay, whatever. So that's the thing was, it's like as a chef, whatever, we have a tight community.
Yeah.
We don't want to, like, as a respect out of chef, I wouldn't
I would never do that.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah. When I was a kid, that's the problem. When I was a kid, I did it. Like, I wrote bad reviews too. And I regret every single one of them. I was like, because once you open your own place, then you get it. Like, once you work at a place, you're like, dude, you should just come talk to me. Like, don't just go bash me on Yelp or whatever, on DMP. Like, that makes no sense. Just, I'm right here. Just come talk to me. Like, that would be so much better. Yeah. And people don't do that. They're just like, nah, I'm going to go home and write this angry. Why? Like, that makes me, especially coming from another chef.
Yeah.
Like, that would be.
But, you know, I don't think he.
I know. I understand what
he did like 2 posts.
Yeah.
And there was one post that had a picture of himself. And right away, I was like, oh.
I know this guy. Yeah.
I know this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but, you know, it's, I sometimes it's good to have these people write some hates and stuff. And,
sure.
And, you know, at the end, it kind of opened up my eyes a little bit. And, you know, maybe I should check, see if it's done right or not.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Can't please them all, like we said.
Yeah, can't please them all.
Yeah, it's impossible. And plus, what does he know? You know? Get out of here.
Yeah. So.
I went to college. All I ate was Philly cheesesteaks for like 2 years. Get out of here.
Yeah, I was, eating a Philly cheesesteak, Italian beef all the time.
Yeah.
But even with my Italian beef, I do it very differently from how it's done in Chicago, the classic way. They, you know, before lunch service, they put all this meat in the jus. By the time it's 1:30, it's the beef tastes already overcooked. It's dry.
Yeah.
So I keep my jus at 70 degrees.
Okay.
And every order that comes in, I put it in there just to heat up the meat. The meat is still at a
Tender.
medium.
Okay.
And so I find that this is my way. Is maybe not really authentic, but it's my way so that I can, keep to what I've learned in the F&B industry, working in these Michelin star restaurants, to how to preserve this beef to be as best quality.
Right. And like everyone says, I think it's more art than science, right? Like, there's no right way to do it. Like, science is science, but like, and I hate describing chefs as like artists. Like, that shit, I think it puts it a little bit too high.
It puts them on a pedestal.
Yeah, puts them on a pedestal. And that kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
But I do think that a little bit is art. Like, you can kind of play with a lot of pieces. There's no right way to do it.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong way to do. It's what you think.
Yeah.
What you find is the best, and then you do it.
Correct. Have you ever thought about opening your own like little red book, 小红书, DMP, or like Douyin?
We are working on that.
No, for you. I don't mean for the restaurant. For you.
My own 小红书. It was created maybe like 2 months before my child was born.
Okay.
Because at the time I was doing a lot of these like recipes.
Yeah.
To really give to my wife to eat, because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So she cannot eat, all the different additives and everything, because it will go to the baby. So then we did so at home I have a white erase marker board, and on the erase marker board, it's about like 1.5 meter and 1 meter to length.
Gotcha.
And on there I did like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Then breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then we did these like small
like meal prep.
Yeah. So she put on there like, what this day, what you want to eat, and blah blah blah. And then I would know one day ahead, and like, okay, I can just prep these things out. Gotcha. And then have it cooked for her.
Yeah.
So so we thought that we would share this, with all the pregnant community out there, and the people who want to stay healthy, because she actually I'm really proud of her, because I think during the whole pregnancy she gained about, I think, only like 5 or 6 kg.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's real healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby is like, I don't want to say.
Yeah, I got you. But I mean, that's cool. But do you know who Cadence is? Cadence Gao, out in Shenzhen. No. He runs Magpie.
I was just watching his video on 小红书.
So he's awesome. And I think in China, that's almost necessary now.
Yeah.
Like the chef needs to have his own following wherever he goes, wherever he opens. He has his own following of people that will go with him.
Yeah.
I think it works for chefs. I think it works for trainers, coaches.
Yeah.
You need your own following.
Yeah.
It's nice that the restaurant has its own social media. That's important. But the human behind the restaurant also needs to have like a following.
Yeah, is you know, internet is like
Yeah.
you cannot
You can't avoid it anymore.
you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Like, I think
Everything.
that's so important to,
Yeah.
at least even for you, just to have your personal one and be like, this is my idea of what food is.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he does for Magpie. That's what he does for Chickadee. I think it's important to have that kind of following. And then whatever else you open, that just feeds into it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of chefs forget that. They're just like, nah, man, I'm too busy.
They,
but this is
they
important.
tried because you know, us chefs were very sometimes we're stubborn.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
Not just sometimes, all the time.
Yeah, actually all the time. It's, you know, someone tells you one thing, it's like, oh, this thing should be done like this. You know, in my mind, like,
Fuck you.
no, I say it to them, fuck you. But in my own mind, I'm like, oh, you know, this maybe is a good idea.
Yeah.
I can try it out. You know, is a like I take for instance for the horchata that we are serving.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I remember in Chicago that it was very strong in the rice taste,
Yep.
and the cinnamon was very light. Because if you, for me, I think the horchata really comes from the rice flavor, not from the cinnamon.
Yeah.
Cinnamon is like a boost to help, but then a lot of people from the West Coast, they've been telling me, they're like, oh man, it's not enough cinnamon. But I said, you know, if I wanted to make a cinnamon drink, I would just add a bunch of cinnamon. Then it would just cover up the rice.
Correct.
So I tried to balance it out, but you know, cannot
Where you
please
going
it.
with that one? Yeah.
Cannot please everyone.
Correct.
Yeah,
I like the rice flavor in horchata. I think that's the important flavor.
I think that's more of a.
I don't know if it's more of an Asian thing.
I think that's more of a East Coast and
Yeah?
Midwest thing. I think because all the feedback I've been getting back is that the cinnamon is not enough. It's all from the West Coast.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
You know, I don't know. Maybe when the Mexicans were traveling to the east, they start to they start
have
to
enough
lose.
cinnamon anymore.
Yeah, they don't. We don't want cinnamon that much. You know, I love the Mexican people. I when I worked in Chicago, the hardest working people were the Mexicans.
Dude, I just went home a couple months ago.
Fuck.
And I stopped. I had a layover in, I want to say it was San Fran. The tiny hotel that I stayed in had this two old Mexican ladies, and for some strange reason, they made an amazing hotel breakfast. And I looked behind, and I was just like, yeah, of course it's Mexican. Like you didn't even have to ask. Like they had sausage, they had what are the biscuits, but it was fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and they had sausage gravy with it was so perfect.
Oh, sausage gravy.
It's so
On a
delicious
biscuit?
with biscuits.
Oh, that's.
And I was just like, this is the best hotel breakfast I've ever had. It was just two old Mexican ladies just in the back, and they were so nice to you. Like, more? I was like, yeah, I was so happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, Mexicans are amazing.
No, this is something that I learned when I was in Mexico, and then also back in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's like, because you know, in the Italian restaurant I worked at, we had 3 kitchens. One was main for the fine dining, one was for the cafe, and then the other one was a prep kitchen.
Okay.
Prep kitchen was all Mexican. Fine dining was the cafe was 2 other Mexicans and me.
Okay.
And then one other Asian guy who we took days off, switched days off. Fine dining, obviously, more.
Yeah, I got you.
But the most, you know, I will use a Chinese word here, the most nyopi guy in the fine dining was this Mexican guy that worked there for like 15 years.
Yeah.
on a night that we do like 120 guests,
Yeah.
he can cook all the proteins by himself. By
That's
himself.
tough. That's tough work.
So that's like, you know, sometimes we have 2-3 courses with protein.
Yeah.
So meaning that in one night he would cook like 300 portions.
Got to
of
be
protein.
amazing. Yeah.
Everything all to, you know, maybe sometimes there will be like one medium rare that he sent to me rare.
Yeah.
And I sent back to him. And he's like, fuck you. And he passed it right back to me. He's like, when I say it's medium rare, it's medium rare.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
All right, let's go. Yeah.
I said, no, I won't argue with you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Dude, I love those stories, though. Like, I love the people that just hold it up in the back.
Yeah, they never complain.
They're the unsung heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never complain. And there was also this old lady. She was like, at the time when I was working there, I was like 22, 23.
Yeah.
She was like 55. She would work in a morning job from 8 till 4 in the afternoon. And then from 4 in the afternoon, she would come to this fine dining. And the fine dining has very high level stress.
Yeah.
Come to this fine dining. And actually, the morning job was a 1 Michelin star also.
Yeah.
Then the night job, also a 1 Michelin star.
Killing it.
She was killing it. She was the only lady I ever see. You know, usually when you when you stir pasta, you're like this, right?
Yeah.
She can do it like sideways.
Yeah.
It go like this instead of like this. So she was she was a beast.
Yeah.
She was a beast. She can handle the pasta station on a 70 cover night by herself.
Uh-huh.
And that's like risotto, you know, fresh pasta, dry pasta, everything.
How do you find people like that? You know, like, it's hard to find people like that in China. A lot of my friends that have kitchens have a hard time retaining talent.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the biggest issues, not only in China, but like everywhere. Talent is one of the biggest issues.
Yeah.
How do you keep good people? Because let's say you train them up. You train them up, and then some other high-end restaurant just takes them. They're like, yeah, I can pay you more. It's hard to keep these people with you. And if you don't train them, then your place is shit.
I think that, you know, I think maybe that is a problem with China is that so you have a very high population.
Yeah.
Right. It's this very high population people. Okay, so then you have a competition of people trying to look for what job. But then there's also the competition of like, you know, you can just pay them more. This person will be more willing to come to me. And then there's a next person that they can try to train. And then, you know, I think I think there's like a balance between
There's always. But how do you keep because you said a bunch of people from TV just came with you.
Yeah,
Like,
because
how do you attract these people and keep them? I think it's hard.
One, which is also my partner.
Yeah.
Edison. So in the shop, there's 3 partners. There's one my wife, other one is Edison, and it's me. And with Edison is that he's actually been my very good friend since the first day I've been in China.
Nice. It's good to have.
And then once I went to DV, I brought him to DV. And then he, you know, after DV, he went off to somewhere to try. Then when I told him that this project was starting, I said, you know, I'm starting this project. You can maybe come join me if you want. So he's been a very good friend to me from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then there's this girl, Mickey. So all during this time, they I think maybe this is from my what I know.
Your point of view.
Yeah, it's not, maybe they think differently, but I think is that I tried to make them feel at home when I'm working with them. I try to make them a family. It's like, I think is for me, I think it's very important to make the people under you feel they're worth it and they're they're part of the family. Then, you know, just to treat them like any day worker.
Yeah.
I think once they feel that and they feel that it's real, then you can work with them.
I guess you. Yeah, that's really important. My friend Michael, who runs Dada, the club, he said that post-COVID, a lot of the staff in Shanghai in general have stopped speaking English. Like he said, it was really hard for him to find English-speaking staff because after COVID, all the Lawais have left.
Yeah.
And so all of the service staff now are mostly Chinese speaking. And it was hard for him to like, once they reopened, to be like, hey, you know, now we got to find English speaking or retrain English. And it was really killing him.
I mean, there was the one thing at DV that we were having most problem was not like the English speaking, but it was the food runners.
Okay.
So this comes to where there's tips and stuff.
Yeah.
In the U.S.,
I got.
our servers. So there's captains, and then there's food runners and stuff, right? The captains were taking home at least $100K.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
$100K a year.
Yeah.
And the runners were taking, you know, somewhere to 30-40K a year, which is also still good amount for the job you're doing.
Sure.
And then it's like I always ask them like, how come you cannot have like any full-time job servers? And it's always part-time.
Okay.
No one wants to do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing as like in China is that they don't see this job as a very, you know, like
Long-term thing.
or a proud job to be having,
Yeah.
or you can
but-
support a family.
Is it really that way in the States still? Like I have friends that used to.
Now the States, the tips are even higher.
Oh yeah.
From what because
I haven't been back in a while, so I don't know.
my best friend and she has a doctor's degree in psychology,
Yeah.
but she still sometimes does serving on the weekends. Because,
Yeah, but she does serving on the weekends because it probably helps her psychology. Like she probably has to be like,
Yeah.
oh, what are people still doing?
Yeah,
You know, I gotta see these normal people.
So I think that's also a part. But you know what she was telling me is like, you know, now the tips rate even higher after COVID.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my sister tells me that.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying. My sister hates it.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta tip like a bunch of people just to
Yeah,
get
like
food to me.
every day you go out, you need to tip at least 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It's like
That's tough.
everything you need a tip.
Yeah.
But so I think in China there's a service fee.
Yeah.
But
Some places.
from what I learned, the service fee doesn't go to the servers.
Really?
Yeah.
That is not what I did not know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the service fee doesn't go to the server. Alone on some of the high-end restaurants,
Yeah.
the service fee they get alone can cover the staff salary.
Yeah. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But that's unfortunate because it just bothers me that
As you know, when I went into the industry here, I didn't expect that.
yeah.
I thought all the service fee was probably split
Yeah.
amongst, you know,
Whoever was working that day.
Yeah, whoever's serving or whatever. But no, it's not. It's not true at all.
I got you. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a
Because I always felt like with us, right, when we had Horizon on the Bund, our biggest issue was finding good English speaking service. And so you had to train up the English.
yeah.
And then once you trained up the English and you got them pretty good at service, the biggest issue was then hoping that the other places would not take them away from you. And if you could keep them and just, you would either have to really ramp up the salaries. And the salaries were just killing us. You know, it was just like, I trained and then I'm hoping you don't leave. But then at some points, you know.
But you know,
another
I
place
think
just takes them away from you.
so this is my philosophy is like, if I can keep a good staff,
Yeah.
I'm willing to
Put out more.
put out
Yeah.
more, because this way, you know, my customers get a better experience.
Correct.
And everything. So it's like, in the end, I think it pays off more.
I agree. Because I think the ability to work together, like learning how to work together is
You know,
not
it's
easy.
like I put it as like, for instance, it's like if I pay a staff 1,000 and I'm constantly changing,
Yeah.
then if I pay the staff 1,500
And they're steady.
and they're steady that might, even the staff sometimes create a relationship with the customer. So
Yeah.
for me, it's like,
I agree.
I think if this customer keep coming back for the staff, then I think
It's worth it.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of the bosses, the owners here have the same mindset.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think a lot of places end up seeing staff as kind of just replaceable pieces.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right.
And they're hardworking people.
Yeah.
And they're doing a job that essentially no one wants to do.
Yeah.
And if no one wants to do it, and you find this one person that wants to do it,
Why not keep them?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm 100% with you on this one.
I really hope that a lot of people start to
Yeah.
change that.
But I mean, like we were talking about in the coffee shop then, like at what point do you think robots and AI are just going to start taking over? Right? Like I can imagine it bothered me when I started having to WeChat scan for the menu and people didn't take my order. Like that bothered me a little bit.
Also
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to order.
Yeah.
Why do I have to scan?
Yeah. That bothers
You
me.
can't just take. But I think so. Sidetrack. I think Shake Shack
Yeah.
is doing a very good job.
Me too.
They will always have two people there, taking the order.
Yep.
And this is something I think the feel they really brought back from the U.S.
Yeah.
Even with like the unlimited ketchup. This is the feel I want. Now in my shop originally, I wanted to put a fountain machine in,
Yeah.
unlimited refill.
Yeah.
But now it came to the part where I don't have the space.
I see.
Now I'm hoping my
Next
next shop
Yeah.
will have the space, but I really want to look unlimited refill.
Yeah.
Now, how much can someone really drink?
You'd be surprised.
Now,
You don't know yet.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? You want to drink 2 liters of Coke at my shop? I don't think you will, but
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
But I think there's certain things in the U.S. that I think
Make you feel better.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like the first time I came here, I was like, I when I finished my cup at McDonald's,
No refill.
I was like, can I?
No.
You can scan and buy another one.
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
If you want to play like that.
Yeah, but like again, like back to the topic. I was saying
The AI.
yeah, the AI,
So-
the robots.
It takes time, but I think everyone can be replaced. Now this is like what we talked about, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
If they make a robot that can be like human,
Yeah.
then it can be replaced.
Yeah.
Now, if they can make a robot that can, in fine dining, they can do the plating, but also think about how the plate should be played up, then it can be replaced. But I think that's maybe 100 years, 50 years away.
Yeah.
But I never know. You never know.
Yeah.
And maybe even 25 years away. But I think, like what we were talking about, is like, if an AI, you give a recipe and it knows in 1 liter of water you should put 13% of salt to cook a vegetable to get the salt flavor, then it learns that, and then it can put it into other aspects of the world or other recipes, and then they can learn real quick. But for me, I think in cooking, I think I will keep my job.
Yeah.
I will keep my job for a while.
But like, what about service? Like I think service is getting close to replaceable.
But there are people who enjoy.
Me, you,
Yeah.
fewer though. I think.
But there's maybe like the people who are trying to go to lunch fast.
Yeah.
And have don't want to deal with the service. That I think it can be replaced very well, easily. But there are these people who like to go out, enjoy the meal, have the experience. I think there will always be these people, but depending on on the weekend, I like to have that experience.
Yeah.
Now on the weekdays, I want to go to lunch. I want to fast.
Yeah.
Done. And 1 bite, I'm done. So It's depends.
It just scared me when, like, I remember the robot making ramen, right? When that video came out, I was like, uh-oh, this is kind of dangerous. Because they know exactly how many grams of ramen you put in. They know exactly how many grams of soup. Like, they can put it together kind of quick. It wasn't great. I tried. It wasn't great. But it wasn't bad.
But now, so in ramen, the stock, the soup is the most important part.
Correct.
So, how much can you teach a robot? Let's say I need this amount of dry fish, this amount of corn, this amount of cabbage, how much beef bone, how much chicken bone. Now, all different stock have different ratios.
Right.
Now, okay, you can put that into the computer.
Right.
But, okay, now you try to tell it to create something new. I think is a very far down the road.
Okay.
I mean,
put me a little bit at ease.
But sometimes, I think, it does scare you. Like, okay, they can easily take over the human jobs. Yeah. But you have to understand.
The robot doesn't get tired, by the way. The robot can put out hundreds of pieces of protein. Yeah. He never gets tired. He will never talk back to you and be like, nah, that's not medium rare.
But now there's, so we take him for a piece of steak. Yeah. Right? You can cook it. So teach the robot, like, sear it for 2 minutes, sear it for 2 minutes. Then you can teach the robot to put the probe in once it reaches this temperature. Yep. But then let me tell you, to cook a steak, there's many aspects that comes into play. Like, how long the meat been out of the fridge? Yep. How long has how many times have you opened the door in the oven? Yeah. And then once you put the probe in, okay, so if you teach the robot, once the probe is in, it reaches about, let's say, 42. You let it rest for 10 minutes, and it becomes 52. Yeah. Right? But then, here's the thing. Depending on how many times you open the door, the outside temperature that's going into the steak is going to be different. But now maybe the middle has reached 42. But then if they let it rest for 10 minutes, it may not reach 52.
I got you.
So there's these, I think there's always
I
these.
think that's all trainable. But
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of art to it that the robots aren't going to get.
Yeah. But it's far down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one day. Yeah.
I think it's sooner than you think.
But it also is like how we swipe the spoon to do the sauce.
That's art. Yeah.
It all comes into the natural swing of the wrist. Yeah. Now, can you really? That's where I get back to. If they make a robot good enough to have the natural human flick, then then I'm out of job. Yeah. Right.
You got time though. Yeah. I think you got time too.
Yeah, I got time.
Yeah. All right. So tell everyone about I guess where you guys are at, when you guys are opening, and are you guys looking to do anything special like in the next couple of weeks, like next couple months?
So we're located on Sanxibei Lu, Xindalu,
right in the middle,
in the corner.
Yeah.
And now we're doing the grand opening on April 8th.
Okay, next week.
And we'll be serving some really high level champagne. Not Fancy. The bullshit. Okay. We're really, I really want the people to know, like, we're not gonna cheap out on anything. Yeah. And then from there on, we'll be doing a lot of special sandwiches. Like, even right now we're putting into play, like, I know there's this place, Cochise, that's doing like a similar version of a xiao cao rou. Okay. But what we will be doing is a complete different level, because we have the chef's mind in this to invent this sandwich. Yeah. Where it will be on another level. And then, we'll be doing a lot of the American classic, like the one that you really want to eat is the meatball sandwich with the classic marinara. Yeah. And so we really want to bring a lot of the things that I experienced.
Me too.
Because when I was in the U.S., I really, I really craved xiaolongbao and all these things that was in China, jianbao, whatever. But now that I'm in China, the one thing that I created, I really wanted the most was like the Italian beef, Chicago style Italian beef.
Yeah.
So I opened up the shop to really it was to
For yourself.
for myself.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. And then to let everyone know that
Yeah.
they can also have my version of this sandwich.
Yeah, I haven't had it yet. When I went, I had the Philly cheesesteak and the Cubano, and not bad. I was really impressed with the Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
But the problem was that was the one on top, and my friend had told me about your place, and he was like, "Oh, there's this great roast beef sandwich place," but it was the second thing on the menu, and I was like, "Yeah, but this one's on top, so it's probably the better thing on the menu. Let's just go get the Philly cheesesteak." And then I didn't actually try.
To the Chinese,
Yeah.
to the locals, I think they find the Philly cheese more but you know what? I've been very surprised
Yeah.
on how many people, even like today lunch, how many people came in to order the Italian beef.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though it was the second thing on the menu.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
But also maybe is because we have the big poster outside.
Yeah.
But your friend that you came with that day.
Dion.
He came. He
came again.
He came again, and he got the Italian beef.
He came without me.
He came with two other friends.
Okay.
And then the funny thing is, I think I saw him last night.
Yeah.
Also at
Yeah, he
Cellar
was right in that neighborhood.
at Cellar to Table,
Okay.
which is also done by my very close friend.
Uh-huh.
A very famous guy, and he's I think he's doing a great job there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food was amazing.
Okay. You calling out your friend. What's your friend's name? Just
Francesco.
Francesco.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
You know what? I want to add a piece before we end this. I think you missed out. You missed out on like the ABC like group of like chefs.
Yeah.
Like there were a bunch of them. We had Austin, when we had Anna. There was just a bunch of like ABC chefs that were all like, and you just missed that wave. I feel like that was a great time for us.
but I wanna
You want to build it up again? You
build
should.
it up.
Yeah, because there are a bunch of us here still.
Yeah, I wanna like going back to the tasting menu that I wanna do.
Yeah.
So my first menu that I really want to try to focus on is a menu of birds. There's the yakitori, which focus on a chicken.
Yeah.
So I want to do a menu mainly focusing on like pheasant, quail,
Turkey.
pigeon, turkey, man. There's a funny thing about turkey is that
People don't like turkey here.
no, but here's the thing is that I on Thanksgiving I will do a turkey.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh, why do you want to eat the turkey? It's very dry. And stuff."
They don't brine it.
But I say you gotta brine it.
Yeah.
And then you gotta cook it right way and let it rest for enough time.
Yeah.
Then for me, I've never eaten something better. I think turkey is really.
I like turkey.
And then the day after, you can make a turkey pot pie.
Yeah. Turkey's delicious. Day after, just like pizza.
Yeah.
Fucking day after turkey's like delicious.
With the gravy and
Yeah.
turkey pot pie for me is I think it was. But anyway, this is something I really try to let the people know. Like turkey is amazing.
It's a good bird.
Yeah, it's a good bird. But to serve it for 8 people is too much.
Yeah.
So
My favorite sandwich at Rutgers, because Rutgers has like our grease truck culture.
Yeah.
And it was just a bunch of trucks that made these like ridiculous sandwiches.
Yeah.
I think the original one's called the Fat Bitch. It's Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, what you're already swallowing the
Yeah.
talking. I can tell. Yeah, you can tell how good it is.
Philly on like a sub roll. It's got Philly cheesesteak, chicken finger, mozzarella stick, egg, and then like I think it's got some kind of marinara sauce on it.
One last thing.
Yeah, go for it.
So after grand opening, right now actually is in process. We're carrying
soft
our own bacon.
Okay.
So I want to do the thick cut bacon.
Oh yeah.
And then so we had this thing, and now I forgot the real sandwich name, but I remember it very clearly because we always went to eat it on Saturday morning. And it was like the hangover cure. So I will put it on the menu, and it's going to be called the hangover cure, and it will be only on the weekends. And basically, it's just like the classic normal hash browns.
Yeah.
You know, like the one done.
Yeah.
On the
flat top.
On the flat top.
Gotcha.
So the sandwich will have the hash brown, then 2 slices of thick bacon, and then a fried egg, and then with some ketchup and Tabasco.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds delicious.
It's like the perfect hangover cure.
Dude,
and
that sounds amazing.
We always went to eat it when we were,
That's a
hungover.
college kid. That's a college kid food.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then we will also put to serve it with it. You can have the choice of jungle juice.
So you can get more drunk after you hang.
Yeah. I think there's nothing better than the
Hair
cure
gum,
than
yeah.
if you put some more alcohol in your body.
That's probably not true, guys. But okay, yeah. It sounds like you have a lot of cool ideas. I'm really happy to have you here, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Everyone, go check out Rozebiff at Lu and what was the other one?
Sanshibelu.
And Lu. Okay? All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was cool.
Do 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 do